Have you ever thought, do you really need that grammar? Or is it just a basic thing that everyone should learn? In this video, we will figure that out, and also I will share with you tips how to integrate grammar into your daily life. Hi everyone, welcome to YouTube channel Monvie. So let's get started. Basics of grammar. Does knowing grammar make you a better communicator? Yes, definitely. You speak more clear and others can understand you without any problems. But if you focus too much on grammar, it's already not that good, as you neglect other areas. For example, listening, speaking, reading. Like you're focused just on grammar, just on those rules. Moreover, you start overthinking about every single word that you say, whether it's correct or not. And sometimes you can even avoid sharing your opinion because you think that it may sound not that grammar accurate. So it's important to have this balance in learning. As for comprehension, I think to understand others, you don't need that deep knowledge in grammar, as you just hear phrases and you understand the overall context. Like in this case, you even need vocabulary more than grammar. However, as for using all of this and making correct sentences, of course you need grammar, at least basics of it. As for fluency, in my opinion, you can learn a language without formal studying of all this grammar and still become fluent. It's absolutely possible, but it will just take more time. Just dive into conversations, watch shows, listen to natives, and you will start picking up patterns just naturally. You'll be like, oh, this just sounds right, even if you don't know why it's right. Of course, it will be slower, but it's absolutely possible. Especially, it's a great news for people who don't want to learn grammar. But as for this, I can say that you should learn at least basics. No one forces you to learn every single rule from grammar. Even if you listen to this language on a regular basis, you consume content. You need basics, but of course, learning grammar should depend on your learning goal. As for me, I always learn grammar in each language that I learn because for me, it's important to speak clear and to be fluent, understand everything. But for you, it can be different. So, yeah, like always take into account your own goal. Now about grammar in writing and speaking and its differences. I can say that grammar generally matters more in writing than in speaking. Here is why. When we're talking, people can pick up the meaning of that phrase from tone, body language, and context. If you make even several grammar mistakes, it's not such a big deal, they will still understand you. But in writing, you don't have those extra clues to rely on. Plus, written mistakes tend to stand out more since people have more time to notice them. So here, grammar plays a bigger role in making sure that your message is clear and another person really understood what you wanted to say. Grammar versus vocabulary. I'm convinced that rich vocabulary is more important for language mastery, as no matter how good your grammar is, if your vocabulary is poor, you will not be able to say any phrase, like anything. And without grammar, your speech will be not that clear and accurate, but most of the people will understand you. Grammar is crucial, of course, but vocabulary helps you to sound more natural and fluently. So you need to focus on building your work bank first, and then you can polish your grammar. As for comprehension, if someone has a great vocabulary but quite poor grammar, you can still understand them. But this message might feel a bit strange. Let's come up with an example. Yesterday I go to the store, and yesterday I went to the store. As long as you understand yesterday and store, the meaning is still there and you can respond normally. Even native speakers make enough of grammar mistakes, so you can just relax. I don't say that to you just to forget about grammar, no, but don't worry about your grammar that much. It's absolutely fine. Tips for integrating grammar into daily life. Review your text messages. Hey, and I don't advise this to embarrass yourself and to recall all those moments when you could use that tense or rule wrong. It's just a tip for self-correction and awareness. For example, if you communicate with someone online using messengers, it's really very easy to notice your mistakes. You can even notice certain patterns, as if you make mistakes during texting, you can do that during speaking as well. That's why it's essential to work on that. And again, when you will find a mistake, use that for improvement, not for embarrassing yourself even more. Don't edit them. Just become aware of a problem in this area and work on that. I sometimes find mistakes even in my native language, so that's absolutely fine. By reviewing all of this, it's really easy to detect all of your mistakes and then improve it. Read and analyze articles. When you read something, try to pay attention to the usage of grammar there. Think why the tense was used there, or you can even try to look for mistakes. For this, I recommend you to go on Reddit. There, you'll be able to find plenty of texts with mistakes. Not text, because Reddit is a social media, so I guess pause. And I recommend this not for texting those people that, oh, you made a mistake in this sentence, like here is it the correct form. No, it's for you to improve your grammar skills and to train oversight. The more you pay attention to a certain mistake, the more chances that you will avoid making it, because you're conscious about that. And every time when you hear it, you think that, you know what, it sounds a bit weird and unusual. Also, try to read aloud. This trains not only your reading skills and pronunciation, but also grammar usage, because there you read grammar how it should be used. But of course, if you're not doing that on Reddit, Reddit is only for detecting mistakes, not for learning. As for reading, I advise to look for articles or even ask ChatGPT at the end, like it's truly helpful. You will notice how grammar tenses, word order, punctuation work together in a way that makes sense, because you're seeing the full picture. Record your speech. This one is truly effective, as you can always analyze your speech and you don't need anyone for that. Of course, you should know at least basic knowledge in this, because for example, if you know nothing from grammar, you will not notice any mistakes and everything will be just perfect for you. So you can record yourself when you read or you speak with yourself, and then just listen to this recording, detect mistakes if you made them, and yeah, like it's a nice practice. By recording, you can analyze not just grammar, but also your pronunciation, your vocab usage, sentence structure, etc. Also, you can use it to compare your old records to your new ones, and by this, you can measure your progress. Overall, thanks to this tip, you'll be more aware of those mistakes that you make on a regular basis. Set grammar goals. It's not that important to set them daily. For example, as for me, I learn French grammar every other day. I choose a topic that I want to practice and I read stuff about it, any exceptions, examples, come up with my own examples and practice usage of this tense. A grammar goal can be, for example, to revise present perfect, and don't just learn something new. Try to practice it immediately by completing tasks or coming up with your own examples. Also, I advise to practice not more than one grammar tense per one session, in order not to mix everything. But if you are an advanced speaker, of course you can do that. You can practice grammar by talking to yourself using this grammar tense. For instance, you choose past continuous and you can talk about anything, but you need to say that in past continuous. It's the best way to improve, as by this you really understand how these tenses are supposed to be used in sentences. That's all for today, guys. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. See you soon in my next videos. Bye!